Hello everybody and welcome back. Mr. Obviously Insane here with compilation video number 6 of my 30-day challenge, 30 games in 30 days. Now I hope you've had fun following along because I've had a blast playing 30 different games in 30 days. In this one we're going to check out Imperator Rome, Euro Truck Sim 2, City Skylines, Crusader Kings 2, and Astroneer. As always, there are a few spoilers. Day 26, and I checked out Imperator Rome and the Cicero beta patch. Now, it's still a work in progress, so some of the images and numbers may change, and probably will change by the time this video is released, and that is perfectly fine. It's sort of starting to look like it's coming into its own. It's still a little confusing at times, but it's definitely starting to, I think, seem to be a little bit more balanced. A lot of the stuff is still the same. I think they're just working in how the numbers dictate it, and they got rid of mana. Introduced whatever the new system is. I'm not sure if there's a name for it. I could be wrong. But it does allow for some different things. Like I think when it came to the inventions and technology here, I just kept clicking and they kept going away, and I was like, is this a bug? But no, you are paying for them now with cash. So if you have gold, you can use them. Now I probably could have used this gold elsewhere and did other things, but it was about now that I realized that I was spending gold on it, which it's fine, trial by error. But definitely a little bit more different than it was before, and I'm kind of happy with it. Not too sure how much we'll be jumping into it until everything kind of sort of gets worked out, and I might want to look at the dev diaries. I didn't get to do it before the stream, and with everything that I've had going on, I still haven't had time to take a look at it, but it's definitely looking like it's making a lot of progress, and it's probably going to be something that we definitely still play, or definitely still be playing on the channel, and looking forward to it when it is done, just to see, you know, how different it is compared to like Crusader Kings 2, or I can't really compare it to like Hearts of Iron or EU4 because I've never really played those games, but I do know that they have they share principles in the same thing. But the game looks amazing. The visuals, you don't really get to see it here, but you can now rotate the camera. I think I did it on the stream, maybe, not too sure, but you can zoom in. It unfortunately doesn't stay there. It kind of rotates back, which is a little, can be weird. I don't want to say nauseating, but maybe a little bit. Other than that, though, like I said, the visuals are just amazing. Not sure what all the numbers are gonna end up finish being, but it does seem to be a little bit more balanced, like I said. But I'm thinking about buildings, and they added a whole bunch of them, and I thought that was really neat. And they did add a co-council for Rome, which I thought that was kind of cool. I think there was some new laws, or maybe even just some reworks on them. Not positive, but I'm really looking forward to it, like I said, when it's finished and we can sit down and give it a good run. Hopefully before they have a 1.3 patch or something. I don't know. I don't exactly know how many more patches they plan on doing, but since the original release of the game, they have come a long way, I think, in sort of just giving it more depth, body, and volume. But we're going to head on to day 27, and I'll see you guys then. Day 27, and I was eastbound and down, and I loaded it up and trucked it. We're gonna do with this, it can't be done. We had a long way to go, and a short time to get there. I'm eastbound, look at all insane run. Yeah, if you don't know where that's from, we probably can't be friends, but all jokes aside, I did check out Euro Truck Sim 2, and absolutely loved it. The game is so chill that it I could do it for hours. All I was doing was quick job after quick job. It's a lot of money to buy a truck, apparently. Now, I didn't go too far into setting anything up career-wise. I might explore that later. Maybe not. I don't know. I picked it up because I do know a few people that multiplayer this game, and there's group sessions. So I mean, I might get in on it. Who knows? We'll see. But I don't have a truck, so I kind of had to figure out if it was even worth doing. To be honest, I mean, it looked amazing, but until you actually do it, you don't really know, right? So we checked it out. I am using the steering wheel and pedals. Unfortunately, didn't have the camera set up to be able to follow my eyes or anything like that. I'm not that fancy. Sorry, guys. But I just used the mouse. Wasn't too bad. You will see some of the outside area, but not too much, because when I was out there, it wasn't exactly easy to see what was going on in front of me. So, for the most part, I do stay in first-person mode and sit here behind the wheel. It's actually not too bad, and I thought it was going to be a little, like, stuffy, but it really seemed to flow. Driving was going pretty well. I didn't have too many problems. Just a tight turn, which I think is coming up here. This is the outside section that I had mentioned. The scenery just looks absolutely amazing. Just stunning. I believe it's European countryside, right? So I think it's authentic to real world, if I'm not mistaken. So these are actual truck routes. Now, the names might be fictitious of the companies and things like that, but I do believe these routes actually exist. But I'm wrong, sorry. But like I said, I had a lot of fun playing this game. I'm not sure it's going to be something that we do permanently on the channel, but I definitely had fun doing it. So there probably will be some more grinding offline to maybe see if I can't get myself a truck. This is a mod-heavy game, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this is where we kind of had our little, oh god, that's tight moment. If I'd gone a little bit more to the left, I think, and slowed down before the turn a little bit more, I might have made it through there okay, I think. But I've never even been behind the wheel of an 18-wheeler, so this was kind of cool. And, well, I've always had a lot of respect for anyone that drives long haul, and it takes a lot. There is a whole lot of weight behind you, and that was another thing in this game that I sort of noticed. The weight of your overall trailer capacity seemed to kind of bog you down as you were going up inclines and things like that, but other than that, it wasn't too bad. There is cruise controls and things like that, so you can sort of just set the speed and focus on, you know, steering and stuff like that, but this was probably about the only time I really struggled. Some of the later jobs that I did do got a little bit better with the parking, but I left this in just to kind of show you guys that, hey, not everyone can do it the first time. It's not a big deal. Don't be ashamed to try. And another thing, I actually didn't get too frustrated with the amount of times that it took me to try to get the trailer backed up and to get the little green checkmark box around the trailer. But the entire time in the back of my head, I was just thinking of all the times I've seen people in the real world trying to back trailers up into spaces and do things, and it's like, I didn't feel too bad, but at the same time, there was definitely a lot of room for improvement. Now, I haven't used my steering wheel too much, so I was still trying to get used to the sensitivity of it, and a lot of the times I was oversteering, and that was what was causing a lot of my problems. So there were things that could be corrected, but I just sort of wanted to show you guys that, hey, don't feel that bad if you can't park the first time. We all can't do it. It's not great. I think I've only ever backed up 3 or 4 trailers in my actual life that are even just attached to a pickup truck, so maybe you have, maybe you haven't. It's not for everyone, and it is a bit of a skill. It takes patience, and while this was testing, I did manage to do it, and I think I almost have it lined up here. I think, yeah, I believe this is like the last bit. We get it in, and then I just... Good. So, I'll see you guys for day 28. Day 28 in City Skylines. I finally got around to playing it. I said I was going to do it towards the end of the challenge, and I held my word. This is part of the vanilla challenge, so it's kind of a preview. There's more that I want to record for the episodes that are going to be coming, but I haven't done some of it yet. It'll probably be Highway, but as you can see here, the running joke with this game, if you've never played, is that it's more of a traffic management game than it is a city builder. But if you can kind of manage the traffic, then you'll sort of have success with your city. And part of the challenge with vanilla is you can't use any mods, so I have to make sure that my traffic is going to be stellar. Now, I do have a metro and some other forms of transportation, but I haven't really built anything else in yet. But I try to kind of, you know, sort of develop an area and then squeeze some transportation in. I usually try to leave some space for it, but a lot of people say that I play way too gritty. So what we're doing here is mostly just going to be a neighborhood that eventually stuff will grow around it. I didn't go too much into it on the stream, like I said, so we're going to be adding some more later. But just in terms for right now, I had a little fun. I did some dead-end roads and created a bit of a pattern that you normally wouldn't see in some of the other cities that I've done so far. But I actually was quite happy with how it turned out, and I'll probably need to run some avenues in, like I said, later. But that's just all future sort of planning, because there'll probably be a park or something. Or a zoo. I haven't quite decided. There's a few options that I kind of want to use to sort of buffer some of that industry that's still going to be coming, because a lot of that is going to be forestry, and we had talked about that in the stream and stuff like that. So, but this is all beachfront. I might try to see if I can't get some kind of avenue down the front. The hard part is getting those actual beach buildings and things like that to get close enough to the water and yet still have a road connection, which is why it's kind of annoying, Paradox, that you haven't made the ability to connect paths yet you've given us parks that we can attach, you know, things to. So just saying, unless that's coming out in 2, which nobody knows what's going on with that just yet. I haven't heard anything. Probably going to do another DLC would be my guess. I still haven't picked up University. Part of what I want to do with this series is check out how the education patch has changed things with that. And I haven't really gotten too far with it, I don't think, so I'm not going to talk about it too much. But I just kind of simply built up the area, put a little bit of commercial in to kind of buffer some of the noise from that bottom portion of the industry, and then a little bit of high density. Some of it is, or for the most part, I think I filled it all in with just low density, but eventually I think over time I think we will convert some of it to high density and just base that on how sort of the area around it grows and what we kind of put into it. But I haven't really put too much thought into that yet. And like I said, there's still a lot more stuff that I need to record for some of the episodes coming up. So this is just a bit of a preview, not necessarily a spoiler. You will see some of this, but obviously slowed down and with some commentary. But as always, I hope you've enjoyed City Skylines. It's one of my favorite games. I could talk about it for hours on end, but I have to move on to day 29, and I will see you guys for that with another game from Paradox that I just absolutely enjoy. Yes, day 29 did see me check out another grand strategy game from Paradox. If you haven't noticed already, the background music for this entire video is based around this game, which is Crusader Kings 2 if you've never played it. Now, the small little clip that we have from the highlight from the stream, is basically just of my first character. I'm setting up, trying to marry off some of my children, set up possible dynasties and or bloodlines, they're a little bit tricky, and some of the DLC is what is allowing me to do these things. So if you don't have that, some of that stuff might not really make sense to you, but that's perfectly fine. I would recommend just playing the base game for a little bit and seeing if you enjoy it before maybe spending the money and getting all the DLC. However, there was a Humble Bundle deal. I believe it goes until the 13th of this month. I could be mistaken. However, if you do miss out on that, I will be doing a giveaway of all of that stuff at some point when I do pick up playing this game again in the near future. And when I do say in the near future, I do mean that. Keep on me in the Discord though, so that I can kind of make some time. Now, I do have some multiplayer stuff probably coming up, and I won't be doing the giveaway then. It'll probably be when I start the series and get a few of the maybe episodes up on YouTube if we decide to go that route. But basically, all I'm doing here, like I said, is just trying to get as much land as I possibly can with my first character, try to live 10 years and change some laws. And I don't really think that I got there, and it wasn't too bad. I did end up fabricating 2 claims, ironically enough, both on the same place, just so that I could take it back from my brother without any issues, hopefully. And he was actually pretty peaceful about it, which, as anyone that's played this game knows, sometimes that doesn't exactly go too well. But it did work out for me in my favor. However, I wasn't able to fabricate anything else for like 20-something odd years or whatever. A lot longer than what I had to want to kind of show you guys. But if I knew how to raid, it would probably help with the cash situation a little bit, and we can build up our provinces and things like that, like build up our duchies. But I wasn't able to get that many, to be perfectly honest. I think I just had the one. So I tried doing as much as I could with as little as I had. This is a 769 start, so it is one of those ones that I'm still trying to start from that date and see if I can make it to the end, which is probably one of the harder things to do with this game. But it's not something that I'll probably do streaming or any of that stuff, because I know a lot of you guys are tired of the Irish stuff, and that's fine. That's perfectly fine. Like I said, we'll probably do a Lombard run, and I'll maybe throw in some kind of giveaway for that. But this guy did not make it too long, as I said, and there was some breaking up of the land. It didn't last too long, and everything was relatively peaceful, which, to start a CK2 game, anyone that's played, like I said, it doesn't usually go that smoothly. But luckily for me, there was no regency involved in the death, so we were able to kind of continue and try to form the rest of Ireland. But we didn't really get there. As I said, I wasn't really having much luck with the claims, but we're going to head on to day 30, and I'll see you guys for that. Day 30 saw me revisit space in Astroneer. Now, I absolutely love this game. It has been a while since I played it. This is the Twitch base. There was some recent patch updates, and there is some free content that is only available for, I believe, a short period of time. I'd have to check the website and put it in the comments. Sorry, not the comments. Put it in the description below for just when it ends. So if you want to check that out for yourself, you can go ahead and do that. I'm not going to really spoil anything here, but if you're wondering why the heck it is that I hauled my spaceship all the way out to the tractor, it's because I glitched out when I was exploring the piece of debris there. Now, I'm in a bit of a dilemma. I'm going to have to try to figure out how to get both back eventually, because as I was out here exploring, it was kind of that catch-22. I decided, do I keep going, or do I just sort of call it a night? And the answer was I kept going. This, however, will be eventually edited and put up under the Astroneer playlist. So that's why I'm not going to spoil too much of it, but like I said, there were some patches and stuff that it really just seems like they made the terrain tool a little bit easier to use. it seemed so much easier to just sort of clear things out quickly and make bridges or, you know, clear rocks. It all seemed to be a lot more smooth, and since the last time I played, I was actually quite impressed. So I will probably at some point be making some time for this game as well, because I really just absolutely enjoy it. It is multiplayer. I may or may not be doing some of that with some people in the future. We will see how that kind of goes, just with schedules and things like that. But one game I didn't get to was Grand Theft Auto, but I think I will be doing that as well, probably in the evenings. Not too sure what the stream schedule is going to be like going forward here. I do have some family stuff, as I've mentioned a few times, that I need to deal with, and once I kind of get all that sorted out and I get a better schedule, things will more or less be a little bit easier, I hope, going forward. But I do apologize that this video was late kind of coming up, but you may wonder why I sort of made that little loop, and we were definitely trying to avoid craters. I don't like running around in the dark in this game very much, because what you think might just be a hill could end up being something like this, which is a hill that leads to a cave that, well, the tractor would have went pretty far down in that one, and we may have been able to save it, but it's just good to kind of be precautious and stuff like that. But like I said, the patches seem to have made the terrain tool a lot easier to use. I think there was some other stuff too, but I maybe didn't notice. But I will definitely be playing more of it again, because we did find some stuff. It was really quite interesting, and I'm not going to spoil it for anybody. But I hope you guys have enjoyed. That was 30 games in 30 days, and I am completely exhausted. That's it, that's all. Thanks for watching, folks. 30 games in 30 days. I hope you enjoyed. I enjoyed playing them. There will be some new content coming out to the channel. Try to work on some of the old stuff. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Got the notification bell ticked. The consistency has been a little off lately, but there will be a new schedule coming, and look forward to that. But as always, folks, until next time, take care.